Greetings. So I'm wearing Islanders. I don't normally wear this one. This one's yes. That's a Tavares. You know the funny thing is that for Islander fans, I was like, I can't wear a Tavares jersey. So it was like that for a long time. I think during the playoffs, I can probably get away with it because in the absence of Tavares, look what's going on. And I do think this jersey looks better with the numbers on it. Not much. This is when people ask me what's like the lowest rated jersey in your collection. It's the New York Mets jersey. Now, there was a game in this. You'll notice I've got new magnets now to denote periods of the game. Because, sure, these are from the 1970s from Topps. And other people might like put them in a hard sleeve and put them away. Oh, this will be worth something. For me, I know they're never going to be worth more than they are right now. So I might as well just use them. For the Flyers, this game started out well enough. Early chances for the Hayes line. Hayes looked good again. I thought Hayes had a good game. Broussard was in for the Islanders. I think he'd missed 2 games. This was his first game back. Strong push for the Flyers at 4 minutes, and the shots were 5-1 in their favor 10 minutes into the game. So the Flyers playing very, very well, and I thought they were playing the Islanders game. I thought this looks like the Islanders and the Flyers before the game agreed to just switch jerseys. Okay. Quiet game through 12 minutes. A lot of shoot-ins, a lot of dump-ins, a lot of back and forth until Pitlick scores from Lawton and Niskanen at 14-18. But that's where the game turns. The Islanders pushed late, but Hart was holding. I thought Carter Hart had a good first period. And the shots were in favor of the Islanders after being outshot 5-1 through the first half of the period. So the Islanders definitely turned the momentum. We go to the second period, and the Islanders were more determined than ever to get on the board. Big push by them. Mayfield's denied. Hart minus a stick on that play, but he comes out of it okay. So much better period for the Islanders. The shots were 5-0 in their favor at 5 minutes and 30 seconds, which means after the halfway mark of the period, they had outshot the Flyers 14-4, I believe, if I'm doing my math correctly here. 14-4. So the Islanders were in complete control. Hart denied Beauvillier on a Voracek turnover, but eventually one of these are going to go in. And who scores it? Matt Martin. One of those fourth-line grit guys that I've been talking about puts up a goal from Barzal and Eberle at 7 minutes and 12 seconds. No one contested Martin. Matt Martin off the bench just comes straight in at the net. Nobody even looked at him. And that's one of those mistakes that's going to come back to haunt the Flyers. So the Flyers would press back at 9 minutes, but the shots were 8-2 in favor of the Islanders at that stage. The Islanders were in complete control of this game. The Flyers would get some good pushes into the Islander zone, not getting enough shots through. A lot of shot blocking going on for the Islanders at that stage. And I thought the Islanders, at this point now playing their style, and the next goal, I believed, was likely going to be the winner because we weren't seeing a lot of scoring chances. So while we were seeing shots here and there, not seeing a lot of scoring chances. I thought it was interesting, too. Now, apparently it was a referee that yelled can opener, but it was either the referee or it was a player yelled can opener. Now, normally, the reason I say this is because can opener is a play that normally ends up resulting in a penalty. So if the referee yelled it, why didn't he call a penalty? And either way, I thought it was funny because I thought, okay, either somebody's hungry or it's a penalty. Because you could clearly hear it on the television, can opener. And you know, with all the garbled words, maybe it's time that hockey players make up swear words so that they can get them through the garbled word sensor that they've got there. No penalty, so I'm guessing that he was hungry. Because again, a can opener, that's where you get the stick between the player's legs and you bring him down. And normally, that's a penalty. So, all right. Anyways, the Flyers, I thought at this point, were fortunate the game was tied. Taves had a shot that was stopped by Hart. Haig was without a stick at that point, but 5.1 seconds left. 5.1. Komarov gets a goal from Broussard at 1954. And Komarov, again, one of those grit guys. So here's two guys who were former Maple Leafs, have talked about that grit you need in the playoffs, and here they are, both of them getting goals. They do not score regularly. This is an oddity that they would both score in the same game. But I was looking at this, and I thought, you know, with 6 seconds left, well, 5.1, that's a killer. That is something that's so deflating for a team. to almost survive this period tied when they're outshot so badly, and then they allow a goal with less than 6 seconds left. So we go to the third period early. Flyers are taking shots from bad angles because they need something to go in. They need a bounce. They're not getting them. They're not getting bodies to the front of the net. They're not getting those deflections. So they're just taking shots that either miss wildly at that stage, or they're taking shots that are easily saved by Varlamov. Delayed penalty, the Islanders almost got an own goal, and they almost did it twice. So if that had happened, it's one of those things where you pull the goalie because it's a delayed penalty, and then you throw it back to the point, and the guy at the point doesn't get it. And you're like, oh, no, don't go in the net, don't do that. And they almost did it twice. But they get the power play. Haig took that penalty. Power play. Lee scores from Eberle and Pulock on that power play, and it went in off Hart. Hart misplayed it. He was playing for a pass, and instead he deflects it into his own net. Lee will take that, and that makes it 3-1. And I thought the right team was up by 2 goals at that stage. Flyers really needed to answer. Voracek got a pass over to Giroux, which was broken up, and then Giroux wanted a penalty on that play, and he played angry the rest of that shift. I was pretty sure Claude Giroux was going to take a penalty there. Claude Giroux, I love the guy. This playoffs, he has had a lot of challenges. And so coming out of this, if the Islanders end up winning this series, there may be some questions asked about Claude Giroux and a long-term future in Philly and how there might need to be a change. And again, this is how quickly things can change. We are going into the pause. The Flyers were the hottest team in the league, and Giroux was a big part of that. And now, here we are. It's August. We didn't expect to play hockey, but we are. And Giroux is kind of standing out for the wrong reasons. And Voracek's been good, but again, Giroux's just not clicking. And he's a player that should be scoring more than he is, and he knows that. This is part of why he's getting frustrated. Haig goes back to the box. The Islanders get their second power play. Pulock just missed a shot wide. The Flyers were pressing the penalty or the power play while they were on the penalty kill. So this was we can't afford to allow another goal, and we need to try to maybe force them into a turnover, and maybe we get a break shorthanded. 2 minutes off the clock, but the Islanders' power play, that second one was not great. But power plays, not really a huge part of this game because there weren't that many, and yet that goal by the Islanders, that's the one that kind of sort of ices it. The shots were 5-3 for the Flyers 11 minutes into the period. And this is where the Flyers start putting up shots. Where they need them, they start putting up shots. The Islanders were bending, not breaking. The Flyers were also missing shots. So while they were getting some on the net, there were some really prime opportunities that were just missing wide, just missing high, being blocked. This was it wasn't really a white-knuckle ride if you're an Islanders fan because you're up by 2, but it's not exactly a comfortable 2-goal lead because the Flyers are controlling the play and where the puck is. Lee played minus a helmet, and that is a penalty. You can't do that. So Anders Lee, I believe he was warned as well by the official on that, and he kept, so yeah, he had to go to the box. The Flyers get their only power play of the game. They pull the goalie for a 6-on-4. The problem is, it's the Flyers power play, which came into today at a 9.5% rate. Again, Flyer fans everywhere likely booing this power play, even though they're at home, they're not in the arena, but I'm going to go ahead and speculate Flyers fans are not happy with this power play right now, because the Flyers themselves aren't happy with this power play right now. The Flyers were buzzing around, couldn't buy one. Varlamov having a great game, the Flyers getting frustrated, and this has been a frustrating series for the Flyers. The Islanders come out of this with a 2-1 series lead. It's defense, and the Islanders are better on the defensive side. So as entertaining as Game 2 was, this one felt more like Game 1, and no surprise, the Islanders end up coming out with the win. Shots were in favor of the Islanders overall, 10-9 in the first, 15-6 in the second, and then in the third they sat back. They allowed 12 by the Flyers, and they got 4. Final shots 29-27 in favor of the Islanders. They also out-hit the Flyers 36-32. Power plays, the Flyers 0 for 1. The Islanders 1 for 2. And that power play goal in the third ices it. But 5-on-5, we still see it was 2-1 in favor of the Islanders. So they won 5-on-5 and on the special teams. Hart, 26 saves on 29 shots. Varlamov makes 26 saves on 27 shots. and he recovers from a game where he saved 7 out of 10 the game before. This was quite the game, and we'll see whether or not the Islanders can get that 3-1 series lead, because if they do, it's lights out. The Flyers absolutely have to win the next game. They're not going to win 3 in a row against the Islanders. The Islanders are playing the best hockey I've seen an Islanders team play in the playoffs since the mid-'80s. I'm going to go ahead and say I think they're playing better overall than the 93 Islanders, who of course went on a bit of a run there as well. I'll go ahead and say this is the best I've seen them play since they were in the Stanley Cup Finals in 1984. But let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. No cheating. If you're not old enough to remember 1984, you can't vote on that. But if you are, let me know in the comment section below. And hey, it's nice to see people who are my age on the internet, so welcome. Thank you guys so much for all your support. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video, and hey, I will talk to you again soon.